Finally we made it to video number 7. Today's track is Greenland, Icebreakers.
Hey Riley, I just noticed, the Lycan's rank max now, and wow, once it's maxed out the performance really changes.
Oh yeah? Didn't think it'd make that much of a difference.
Yeah, maybe it's just me but it feels a lot smoother to drive, even with drift correction without epic import parts. The acceleration and nitro felt kinda weak, but once it hit rank max, that problem's gone completely. I think that tiny bit of boost actually makes a huge difference. I added about 100 ranks worth with epic import parts, but honestly this feels like an even bigger upgrade.
Then maybe the Ferrari FXXK and Titanium could turn into monsters too, if we slap some epic import parts on them.
Yeah, especially Titanium, it's got that potential vibe.
Final time 36.532 seconds. Since we were chatting the whole run, you handle the analysis, okay?
Got it. I'll take care of that part. Alright, let's break it down. Starting from the very beginning, you've got two options here, drift and trigger shockwave, or skip the drift and go straight with an orange nitro like I did this time.
Which one's better though?
For the Lycan, honestly there's not much difference. But for me, shockwave tends to be slightly slower, so that's why I used orange nitro right after. But really just go with whichever you're more comfortable with.
Got it.
Although, if you go for the orange nitro route be careful. You'll need to turn right without drifting. If you turn the steering too sharply, you'll lose speed.
So it's a bit sensitive on that corner, huh?
Exactly. You want to make it smooth and wide like this.
Nice, you managed to clear it without slowing down.
Yup, then just go straight and accelerate. Your nitro gauge will recover thanks to the perfect run. Next up, back-to-back jumps. I'm using a rail trick on the snow here, but honestly, with this amount of nitro, you don't really need to.
Wait, really? You don't?
No. Time-wise, it's about the same as doing a normal spin jump. It's just easier to pull off, and it might come in handy in Division B, so I'm doing it for practice. But the next jump is a different story. Oh, before that, do 2 spin jumps. But start spinning right before the ramp each time. That way, you'll land cleanly without an extra rotation. Okay, back to the rail trick. If you bounce off the snow on the left side, you can actually be more than 0.1 seconds faster.
More than 0.1 seconds? So it varies, huh?
Yeah, it does. Let's check it out. We'll start from this position, and measure the time until we reach a certain point. First, in this current run. Since I started drifting around here, let's set the end point where this line overlaps with the shadow.
That's kinda far.
Yeah, you'll see why in a sec. This time, it took 5.433 seconds to get there. Now let's try it again, this time bouncing off the left side. And, stop. That one took 5.334 seconds.
Yup, about 0.1 seconds faster.
Alright, now for the huge success case.
Huge success? Whoa, too high.
And that's 5.234 seconds.
Still only around 0.2 seconds difference, huh?
True, but since the nitro gauge was better, it's actually over 0.2 seconds faster in practice. So yeah, it's all about how you look at it. Here's a failed example, just a small mistake. Or sometimes you jump too high and overshoot the ramp, or worse, clip the edge and fly off the course. And weirdly, sometimes it just randomly crashes.
Kinda unpredictable, huh?
Yeah, there are a few different fail cases. But roughly, my success rate was about 2/3, 21 out of 30. With Lycan, if you practice, you can probably push that to 80%. If you're confident, go for it. I'll probably only use it when racing stronger opponents. Oh, and I'll include that huge success case as bonus footage at the end. Now back to the main run. We'll just land normally here. Then spin again right before this jump. And land clean. From here on, it's just careful turns and steady acceleration.
I noticed you didn't use a punch nitro this time.
Right. When I use punch nitro here, it pushes me too wide and makes the lap distance longer. That actually slows my time, so I stick to drifting tight on the inside instead. It's faster overall.
Yeah, with the Lycan, it's tempting to go for that punch nitro.
Totally. But you've got to resist the urge here. Finally, one last shockwave. And, finish line. That wraps up the breakdown for this run.
Alright then, on to the next one. Next up, still in Greenland, This one's called out of the center.
This track, it's sneakily full of places to mess up. I tried to figure out how to go fast without making mistakes, and ended up with, well, a ton of key points. I'll explain everything in the breakdown later.
Gotcha.
Alright then, land, straighten the car. And take a smooth turn. Now do an early double spin here. That'll stop you from doing an extra rotation when you land. You will be hitting perfect run soon, so just build your gauge a little, and shockwave jump. Now for a wall run. Keep building up your nitro gauge. And another shockwave jump right here. On landing, don't do anything, just grab the nitro bottle. Then keep it straight and finish. What, wait, no,
Time's 35.866 seconds. Alright, let's move on to the breakdown.
Alright, time for the breakdown. So this time, there are actually 9 key points to watch out for.
9? That's way too many.
Yeah, it's the most we've ever had. And even then, it's still hard to avoid mistakes, especially the wall run part. Anyway, let's start with the first drift. Okay, stop right here. I start my drift roughly between this traffic cone and that signboard.
That's pretty early.
Yeah, I like to shockwave early and pick up speed fast. But honestly, you can drift whenever it feels comfortable for you. So, after you start the drift, grab the nitro bottle. Then move closer to the inside. And shockwave. Since you will be spinning next, save a little bit of nitro for that. Now for point 2, the spin timing. There are 2 main patterns here. First, like this run, you can spin after the jump, 1 rotation, clockwise. Second, you can spin before the jump, 2 rotations, counterclockwise.
Which one's better?
The first one's faster, but it's harder to time. If you want consistency, go for the second. For this run, I'm doing the first, the single spin. After landing, straighten the car. And here's point 3. You'll want to take this curve as smoothly as possible to avoid slowing down.
Same idea as that first section from the previous track, huh?
Exactly. So go wide like this. Yep, just like that.
Looks good.
It's trickier than it looks though. Now point 4.
Already?
Well, there are 9 total.
This is gonna be rough.
Alright, for this next jump, we want to avoid doing an extra spin when landing. So when should we start spinning? I usually start around that traffic cone over there.
That early, huh?
Yeah, maybe just a bit before it. That helps prevent an unnecessary rotation.
And even then it can still happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. This time I spun just after the cone, but luckily no extra spin. Okay, what number are we on now?
That's 6.
Right, 6.
Liar, it's 5. Pay attention.
That's why I asked, don't mess with me.
Come on, focus, Layla.
Anyway, the next point, build up a bit of your nitro gauge here. Because we'll need a shockwave jump soon. Just don't overfill it, since you'll hit perfect run right before the jump. See? Build a little here, then let perfect run top it off.
Got it.
And next is point
7.
6. Stop it.
Haha, okay, you got it this time.
Don't worry, I'm literally counting on my fingers now.
That's so grade school of you.
Now, the shockwave timing. I usually shockwave at that stain looking spot right there.
Stain. Seriously?
I mean, I don't know what else to call it.
True, it's kind of just a random circle.
Not a puddle, not a shadow, so yeah, let's call it a stain. Shockwave jump here. And now point 7, so there are 2 routes, wall run, or the inner bounce route. If you go inner Wiccan, you'll usually hit the wall after bouncing. And your speed drops to around 350 km per hour.
Still sounds fast to me.
Sure, but with wall run, you can stay around 380 km per hour. Since that gives you better acceleration into the next shockwave. The wall run ends up being faster overall. Alright, rewinding a bit, you'd think then just go wall run, right? But it's tricky, you can still bounce weirdly and crash afterward.
So what do you do?
Here's the trick. First, cancel nitro midair by braking to save gauge. Then do a barrel roll to refill nitro. Before landing, use nitro again to stabilize. I use yellow nitro here to save gauge. Next land, then, hit the wall during the nitro. And once you're stable, start drifting to rebuild nitro. That's the flow I use.
Sounds like a pain.
It is. And even then, you can still crash sometimes. That's just how it goes.
Tough life.
At this point, just aim for fast enough without crashing. Now point 8.
Finally getting close.
This uphill part slows you down, so go ahead and spin during the climb. If you can hit a shockwave mid-slope, It's perfect. Just don't spin too early. If you do, you'll lose speed from the spin itself. And now the last landing.
You didn't do anything there, huh?
Exactly. The last point is, do nothing. Normally you'd want to brake right as you land to straighten the car, but it actually didn't make any time difference. Sometimes braking even made it slightly slower.
Maybe that's just your driving?
I don't think so. Plus, braking can make you turn too sharply and miss the nitro bottle entirely.
Ah, yeah, that's risky.
You'll still have enough nitro, so just keep going straight, grab the bottle, and jump to the finish line. And that's the full breakdown.
Nice work. We're running a bit long though. Let's hurry to the next one. Next up is Paris, along the Seine.
This might be my least favorite course in the entire gauntlet. You crash so easily on that first jump.
Well, you didn't fall into the river this time.
Yeah, there's actually a reason for that. I'll explain it in the breakdown later. Around here, I skip spinning to avoid crashing and just jump straight. Then I build up a bit of nitro. You could go for a wall run here, but I prefer turning with the perfect nitro.
You slowed down a bit when you hit the wall.
Where that happens, it's kinda unavoidable to some degree. At the end, when the gauge's empty, I push through with a bit of nitro braking, and go.
Final time 28.266 seconds. Alright, give us the breakdown.
Aye, Captain. Alright, let's break this down. And, stop right here.
Whoa, you stopped that crazy fast again.
So, at the start of this track, you've got two options. Go straight, or fall into the river. Let's compare both just for fun.
Couldn't you have phrased that a bit better?
Details, details. Don't sweat the small stuff. Alright, let's pause it here. There might be about 0.03 seconds of video delay, but looks like not falling into the river is actually faster.
Oh, really? Then what kind of car would be faster if it falls?
That probably depends on your own car setup. Everyone's upgrade levels are different, after all. For me, titanium and lichen were faster staying on track, but the Agera RS was faster when it fell.
So cars with slower acceleration might be better off falling?
Yeah, kinda feels that way from experience. Alright, let's continue from here. From this point, I'm jumping without spinning.
No spin and floaty drift, huh?
Yep, spinning and then doing a shockwave doesn't make it much faster. Plus, spinning increases the crash rate, so it's safer to just jump straight. This part always makes me nervous until I hit that wall.
Yeah, at this point there's no avoiding it.
Right, so, I'll charge up the nitro here. The next turn's the final key point.
Whoa, that was quick.
After this it's just turning to the finish line. Let's stop here. From the second arrows, you can start wall running. But since the early gauntlet days, I've been running this part with what I call T.D.P. Basically, I drift for a moment, tilt my phone, and trigger perfect nitro. If you're wondering what's T.D.P, check around 8:27 in the video with this thumbnail.
I'll also leave a link in the video description.
Then after the wall run, use nitro to finish it off. But since we're here, let's compare this run with the wall run version.
Good idea. Left side's T.D.P, and right side's the wall run.
Let's roll.
So far, T.D.P is faster.
Now the wall run's catching up. And stop here.
Looks like the wall run's just a little faster.
Yeah, that's within margin of error. I probably could have taken a tighter line during the perfect nitro on the left, and for the wall run on the right, I could have managed the nitro gauge better. So what I'm trying to say is, some players might use punch nitro for this curve depending on the car, but honestly, the time difference isn't that big, so just stick to the style you're comfortable with.
Whoa, that was kinda inspiring. Layla, you've really grown more confident making all these gauntlet videos.
Huh? Oh, yeah, confidence, right. Though honestly the wall run is easier and safer, so maybe it's better after all.
You're the last person who should be losing confidence right now.
Kidding. Okay, maybe like 30% kidding.
That's still pretty serious.
Anyway, that's it for today's breakdown. Let's move on to the next one.
I'm counting on you, Layla. Alright, here we go, the final one. The track is Notre Dame.
This one's pretty safe as long as you drive carefully, but if you try to go for airtime with a punch nitro, it gets a bit tricky. I'm gonna use the ramp here to boost all the way. then a quick nitro brake on landing, and jump from the right. For titanium, it's more stable if you go whoa big bounce.
Hey, can you still control it?
I'm fine, actually no this is way too rough, but I'm going for it anyway.
That inside line was awesome, but I'm betting it was pure luck.
Okay, somehow made it, and finish.
Final time 23.133 seconds. Alright, let's jump into the breakdown.
Alright, let's go over the breakdown. First up, the drift timing for that opening turn. Let me fast forward a bit. Here we go. I start my drift right after passing that arrow, around the shadow area.
That arrow's kinda hard to see, huh?
Yeah, a bit, but if you pay attention, you can spot it just fine. So, start drifting here. Next is the orange nitro. I usually trigger it just before the crosswalk. For Layla, it's smoother either on the crosswalk or right after it. Then do a barrel roll, 2 spins, and after landing I do a quick nitro brake.
What about the next ramp? Better to take the left or right side?
Either one's fine really. Let's pause here. The left side's technically the shortest route. If you can handle it well, go left. But since the next turn is to the left, I prefer jumping from the right. It lines me up better. So I jump, then focus on the landing.
You bounced pretty hard there, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a mistake, but it worked out in the end. Ideally, I wanted to land and go straight into a smooth punch nitro like this.
Ah, I see. That's a clean transition.
Yep, and not too risky either. But yeah, I bounced that time. By the way, Layla actually handles better if it bounces slightly on landing.
Oh, so it changes depending on the car?
Exactly, it makes quite a difference. This section's pretty tricky overall, but even if you clip the inside wall a bit, it doesn't really hurt your time much. Finally, take the last corner carefully, use a nitro boost, and finish. That wraps up today's breakdown.
Got it. That's it for today's video. Next up, we've got Tuscany, Norway, and Singapore. Still debating whether to make them one video or split into 2.
Yeah, this one got pretty long. Let's see how things go and decide then.
Sounds good. Alright, we're wrapping up here. Hope you'll tune in for the next one.
Thanks so much for watching.
Oh, I almost forgot the bonus footage. Wait, what was this again?
It's from the first course, Icebreakers. We're checking out an alternate version of the rail trick.
Right. We're watching the successful run this time, huh?
Yep, this part's the same as the main video. Okay, here we go. For the second jump, I'll go with a rail trick while spinning. Here. Hup.
Whoa, that's high.
It gets tricky from here since it's a bit different from usual.
You drifted a bit wide there.
Yeah, but I managed to come back quick with a shockwave. And here comes another shockwave. Okay, one more shockwave here. And finish.
Times 36.032 seconds. Wait, what was the main one again?
36.532 seconds.
That's a pretty big difference.
Right? It's crazy. Just changing that rail trick cut off half a second. Layla is amazing. But honestly, I don't think I've fully unlocked Layla's true potential yet.
That's one incredible car. Huh? What's this one?
Well, remember what I said in the breakdown? This track's actually fast even with wall running. So I suddenly thought, what if I tried running it with Layla doing a wall run? The route's basically the same as the main one.
Just switching part of it to a wall run, huh?
Exactly. Nice, no crash so far. Let's fill up the nitro gauge here. Start the wall run around those marks.
Looking good.
Charging nitro again. At this speed, I think orange nitro will work best. Yes. Finish.
Final time 27.799 seconds.
Whoa, that's fast. Of course, that's the best one out of several runs, but still, if you can hit 27 seconds in Division 4, that's pretty high up there.
That's one incredible car.